What's good, my eggies? Welcome to Black History Month, where I'll be talking to you about a topic. This year, I'll be talking about cosplay because, there's no conventions happening at this moment, and people are dressing up at home and just taking pictures, so, why not? And I feel like this is an important topic because I've been doing it for a while and want to talk about it a little bit more. But first, have you subscribed yet? If you have not, what are you waiting for? You're gonna have to do so anyway since you've been watching for so long. You've watched this far, why not? Hit that bell icon so you know when the next time I post the next video. Get to it. Alright, so first and foremost, what is cosplay? Cosplay is a portmanteau of the words costume and play. And believe me, people have been cosplaying for longer than what you think. Cosplay is not a new thing. People have been doing cosplay for probably over 40 plus years. I don't have the exact articles and everything as to the history of cosplay because this is short. I didn't really do this. I didn't do the extensive research as of I would normally do because this is just on the fly. Just letting you know that. Like I said before, cosplay is a portmanteau of the two words costume and play. And put these two words together, you get cosplay. Woo! Yeah. Cosplay is, to me, it's not only when you dress up as the character. It has to be it's not only you just dressing up as a character. It's also when you kind of embody said character. For example, I've seen lots of people cosplay as what's the newest trend? What's the newest anime out there? Let's put My Hero for example, because there's a lot of people that cosplay from there. So it's like when people cosplay as Izuku Midoriya, or Deku, for people who don't refer to him by his legal name. So when people cosplay as Deku, they would do his freckles, they would do the green and black hair, school uniform, what else? The red sneakers that he wears, yeah. And it's not only that, they will say his voice lines, different poses that he does, and other things of that nature. And what I've seen a lot of people do when it came down to Deku, or at least cosplaying as Deku, is probably the scream that he does whenever he's about to do his one of his one for all techniques, or what's another one, or the pose when he's about to flick, or even I've even seen makeup looks where he did in season 4, spoiler alert, when he was saving Eri and he had when he had 100% when he used his 100% powers and he just had this X on his face where the essence of his quirk was coming out. Yeah, it's really about putting the essence of the character as well as looking the part. Now the thing is, you don't have to necessarily exactly look like the character. Come on, I don't know how many cosplays I've done within the past, who knows how long I've been doing this. It's I don't even know what's this. What do I say in this issue? What do I say in this? It's literally not, it's not about you don't have to necessarily look like the character, because come on, a lot of anime characters, they don't look like me. I'm going to be real, I'm black, as you can see. It's pretty obvious that I don't look like an anime character. But what matters the most to me is that I like the character, I like the series, I like the character, and I want to cosplay that character because that character means a lot to me, or I want to bring out that essence and joy that people like about that character. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. The next thing is how long I've been cosplaying and what was my first cosplay. Oh my goodness, this is kind of embarrassing. So this is really embarrassing. I've been cosplaying since 2012. That was around my junior year of college. My very first cosplay was Korra from The Legend of Korra. If you're familiar with Avatar: The Last Airbender and you haven't seen The Legend of Korra, or you have seen The Legend of Korra, she's literally the titular character. And the reason why I chose her was because at that time she looked like me. And I feel like it was important to me that I cosplayed as someone who looked like me. Well, finding out that later on that the Water Tribe is based on native people. I'm not sure exactly where. If not native people, it was actually Southeast Asians. I don't remember. I'll fact check you on that. I'll probably put, a caption around here to say where they're actually from or based on. Korra was probably like my first like character that I actually saw myself. That she was actually the first character I saw myself as. Very stubborn. She was always act now to ask questions later. She didn't really like think things through sometimes, and I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, she's cool. Yeah, she's actually really cool. I want to cosplay as her. And the fact that she kind of looked like me, or kind of acted like how I am, it made me want to cosplay her. So one of the things I did was like I tore off the I ripped off all of my sleeves of on my light blue polos, and afterwards I got yarn and I crocheted like the little trimmings around her shoulders. I also crocheted a scarf because at the time season 1 was finished, and I think season 2 was starting to hype up. Yeah, season 2 was around the corner, and I was really hype. I wanted to watch more, and at that time she was with Mako. She was with Mako at that time. And I liked her. Like, she meant a lot to me. And not only I crocheted like the trimmings, I also did her arm braces, the little decorations for her hair. And Lord, oh my gosh, I even bought a wig, and at that time I didn't know how to style wigs. I still don't. I still don't know how to style wigs. I'm gonna be really honest. I still don't. That's one of the things I want to learn how to do. I did like a pretty good job, if I say so. As what I thought, I did a great job. I had fun that year of New York Comic Con 2012. I had a lot of fun. People stopped me to take pictures. I was a little bit embarrassed with like the styling of the wig that I did, because again, I didn't know how to style a wig at the time, so I put on a hat that my aunt crocheted for me and sent over from Florida, and I wore it to the con because I was still a little bit embarrassed. And I'm just like, yeah. My friend was just like, why don't you take off the wig? Like, your hair looks fine, don't worry. And I'm just like, the hair is kind of messed up. I look so terrible. Wow, like, if you knew me back then, don't even think about it. Don't even think about me back then. Think about me now, 10 years later. Do not perceive me from back then, please. Like, really, don't perceive me from then. I will definitely like show pictures of what I looked like 10 years ago, but honestly, if you remember me from at that era, I'm sorry. That was like the era where I was like the weebiest of weebs, and it was terrible. If you think I'm a weeb now, no, I'm telling you, no, I was not that. It's more socially acceptable to be a weeb now than it was 10 years ago. Let's just be real. Let's just be really real. But yeah, what got me into cosplaying was, again, that same friend that was like, that same friend 2 years later was just like, come on, take your hat off. I saw her at New York Comic Con cosplaying as Grell Sutcliffe from Black Butler, and oh my god, ooh, wow, she was amazing. Makeup on point, wig on point, cosplay on point, prop on point. Me, I look terrible. Jeez. Like, I want to be like you. Like, doing all, like, not only seeing her, but like seeing other cosplayers too. Like, I've seen, like, at that time Bleach was still happening. I've seen like a couple of black girls cosplaying as Yoruichi Shion. Yes, as Yoruichi from Bleach. And I'm just like, wow. I want to be them. I want to cosplay as one of them. I want to be them. And seeing other people cosplay as like Tosin from Bleach as well, I was just like, wow, black people do this. I want to do this. And then fast forward 2 years later, like I said earlier, I did it, and I haven't looked back. I probably cosplayed a lot. I've basically, yeah, I really have cosplayed on and off for the past almost 9 years now. But I haven't really taken it seriously until the year 2018. Yes, I didn't really take it seriously until the year of 2018. And that was let me fact check you on that, because I had to look back at my Facebook just to see like what pictures that I did this specific cosplay at. Give me a moment. All right, I just fact checked. So I didn't really take cosplay seriously until the year 2000, I would say 18 actually, because 2017 I was still dabbling. 2017 was the first year that Anime NYC came into play, and by the way, I'm just glad this con exists, because New York City is a comic city. It wasn't really until Anime NYC debuted that anime was New York City actually became a city where anime can be, proudly talked about. Because you know that New York City, Gotham, you would think Batman, you would think Spider-Man, you would think Captain America, because yeah, he was like, I'm from Brooklyn. Anime NYC really put New York City on the map for anime. Because whenever you think anime cons, you would think of Anime Expo in California. You would think, I think Anime Matsuri in Texas. You would think of cons in either Texas. You would think of Otakon in Baltimore. Well, it's not in Baltimore anymore. You would think of it in DC, or also Katsucon, also in the DC area, the DMV area. Or you think of any of those cons that happen in California, like Fanime, and like I said earlier, Anime Expo. But before Anime NYC, there were like really smaller cons like Liberty City, and the closest con that was like probably anime related was Anime Next. I've always wanted to go to Anime Next, but I've heard things about it. I still want to go, but it's just like, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you've been and what was it like for you. But anyway, it felt really good to see people who are from my city geeking out about anime. And not only that, seeing people from my city geeking out about anime and cosplaying. And even more than that, Anime NYC just kept getting blacker and blacker and blacker. So between 2017 and the last time that Anime NYC happened was 2019, seeing a whole lot more Black people being involved in the cosplay scene and being involved as anime fans was just like, yeah, I gotta keep doing this for my people, for the culture, because it feels good to have a sense of community. And that's honestly one of the reasons why I cosplay. It just feels good. Why do I cosplay? I never really thought out why I cosplayed, to be honest. So it just ended up being a hobby at that point. I guess one of the reasons why I cosplay is to have another creative outlet. I draw, and that's really one of the creative outlets I have. And drawing is stressful. I'm just letting you know that. It's extremely stressful. I mean, cosplaying is stressful, but during this time of the COVID-19 virus, it hasn't been as stressful as it would be during con time, where I'm crunching just to get this cosplay right, just to like make sure that the fabric is correct, make sure my clothes are washed, make sure my wig is styled. Yeah, it was just actually having something else to do that wasn't drawing. And like, it actually gave me a shot to pick up crocheting again, because I've been crocheting since I was 12, but it was a more, okay, I dabbled. Let me just learn these stitches. Let me just learn how to make a hat. Let me just learn how to make a scarf. Now it's just like, okay, I'm learning how to make fingerless gloves. I'm learning how to make props now, because I can't craft for my life. I'm not that great with the 3D space when it comes to like building things and putting things together. So I'm just like, okay, let me just do what I know, which is working with yarn and a crochet hook, and just do things. So yeah, it was really that. And also, as I've done it more, I've noticed that seeing people that look like me and seeing the fact that they too can be characters that weren't Black. And the reason being is because Black people are not a monolith, y'all. We don't always want to cosplay as Storm or any other Black character that's out there. We want to be the JoJo characters. We want to be Captain America. Well, I don't know about that. We want to be other Marvel characters. We want to be the Starfires. We want to be the Sailor Moons. We want to be anyone who we want to be. And just because our skin is different, just because our hair is different, it should not limit us from doing what we want to do. And I want to break those barriers I want to break the limits that non-Black people put on us. And it's good to see that people that look like me have this hobby to do this. And also seeing younger children who look like me, who actually are dressing up as like the Sailor Moons, the Nezukos, the Sakura Kinomoto, everything under the sun. Actually seeing the little kids do it as well, it just makes me happy. Whenever they see someone that looks like me, and me being the older person that cosplays, they're like, oh my gosh, Sailor Moon is Black, or oh my gosh, Mercy is Black. Yeah, it feels good to have someone look like you. And again, because of them, we can And also, representation matters. And all the other sayings about how seeing someone that looks like you doing the things that you love feels good. And I guess what I would have to say is, what are my future goals in cosplaying? Well, one of the goals I have is to learn how to craft. I want to learn how to craft. I want to learn how to make props, but I don't have space for that. I live in a whole like shoebox of a New York City apartment. Where am I going to store it? So that's going to be like further on in the distance. But for now, it's like, even if I do make props, it's going to be like yarn created ones, because at least I could like fake them as like a stuffed animal or something. My future plans for cosplay, aside from crafting, I would say like, I want to learn how to style wigs. Yeah, I want to learn how to style wigs. I want to just be better at, just continue to be better at the craft and get better at doing makeup, because I don't really have like as you've seen in like my previous videos, my makeup is just stuff for camera. And I mean, some of the stuff that I do for cosplay is for camera anyway, but I want to have one day where I know how to do like a natural look, because some of the future cosplays I have planned are more like natural looking. And I also want to learn how to like contour better, because again, there are other characters like they have more outlandish features, like a JoJo character. I want to learn how to like do more stylistic makeup. Another goal I have is to learn how to sew. One of my dream cosplays in the world is to cosplay as Makoto Kino, which is Sailor Jupiter. Well, for those who've watched it in English, her name is Lita Kino. Yeah, I want to cosplay as Sailor Jupiter one day, and I want to make the costume, whether I crochet the little accents or actually sew like the skirt and the leotard. I want to learn, because I feel like I'm going to be cosplaying for like a while, and probably like pass down the skills that I've learned to like children, if I have children when I'm older. Yeah, pretty much that. And as I don't know if you guys noticed, but I know I look different from what I usually do. I would wear like anime t-shirts in my videos, but this time I decided to cosplay. Any Overwatchers here? I'm sure there's Overwatchers here, but I'm cosplaying as Baptiste from Overwatch. He's the 30th hero of the roster. And later on, you'll see me in photos as Baptiste and doing like poses, very Haitian uncle poses. You're gonna see me do that later on in the video, and I can't wait for you guys to see that. So on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. Next video will be related to things that Black cosplayers face in the community. Thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to having you all as my audience again. Bye bye.